The matchup was hailed as the fight of the century, one of many fights of the century that would take place over the next century. Jack Johnson, a black man, was set to defend his heavyweight boxing championship against Jim Jeffries, a white man, on July 4, 1910, in Reno, Nevada. For years, Jeffries, who had retired as an undefeated champion in 1905, had refused to fight Johnson, who subsequently won the title in 1908 because he did not want to cross the color line. Before he retired, Jeffries told the press, "Don't think I am afraid of a Negro. I'm not. They can be licked just as easily as anybody else. I simply have promised myself that I would fight only white men, and I won't break my word." But the dearth of talented contenders, combined with Johnson's prodigious dominance, left the white public clamoring for someone who could take the belt away from this seemingly unbeatable black man. Jeffries eventually succumbed to the pressure, not least because he was broke, and agreed to end his retirement so he could face Johnson for the title. Famous American writer, boxing enthusiast, and New York Herald correspondent Jack London planned on going, and couldn't have been more excited. "Surely there is a money price that would keep me away from the fight, but the attempt to calculate the amount would be very fatiguing." The matchup, London continued, was a once-in-a-lifetime event. Viewed from every possible angle, there has never been anything like it in the history of the ring, and there is no chance for anything like it to occur in the future, at least within the lifetime of those alive today. Excitement for the fight extended well beyond sports fans. While some saw Johnson-Jeffries as simply the next great championship bout, others viewed it as a referendum on racial superiority. An editorial in the Chicago Tribune, published the morning of the match, put it as follows: "It is now only a matter of hours before the absorbing question of whether a white man or a Negro shall be supreme in the world of fisticuffs, which means in this instance the world at large, is answered." Oh, it was answered all right. Johnson dominated from the opening bell, leaving no doubt as to which boxer was the true heavyweight champion of the world, and which had recently been resting happily at home tending his alfalfa farm. In the 15th round, Johnson knocked the Great White Hope down for the third and final time, putting an end to a battle that was never really won to begin with. "Scarcely ever has there been a championship contest that was so one-sided," wrote former champion John L. Sullivan in the New York Times the next day. Granted, it was the outcome Sullivan said he had predicted, even if he had refused to write it in the paper or say it to Johnson himself, because of his well-known antipathy to Johnson's race.